Hey, beautiful The Event family. Mike Winter here. Hope you guys are all thriving and crushing it this week. I've had an extremely busy one, as it seems to always be these days. I've taken on a lot. As Alec spoke about 2 weeks ago, the power of saying no, well, that's still something I'm figuring out myself. I've got a lot on my plate, and this week especially felt very heavy, having been gone on vacation for 5 days last week, or 6, 7 days. And I was still playing catch up and just felt very overwhelmed and dealing with the kiddos and homeschooling and all the projects I'm involved with. I have a little story to tell that hopefully you guys can relate to. I think it was a great lesson I learned this week already, and we're not even halfway through it really. So for those who don't know, I'm actually a volunteer firefighter here in the Six Rivers National Forest. I've taken this on as a challenge, as something to force me out of my comfort zone, as a way, as a means for personal growth, and also as a means for engaging in community, since my family and I were relatively new here to a very new small community in 2016. And I jumped into this completely alien enterprise of being a volunteer firefighter. So fast forward now, it's been about 5, 6 years doing it, and you'd think I got it down, but not even close. Not even close. So, but this isn't even about that. This is actually about something that I think we can all relate to. So, as I said, extremely busy week, dealing with scheduling podcasts and new web design projects, and just, overwhelmed. Tuesday nights coming on very quickly, and boom, I have our weekly fire department training at 6 o'clock. And it really hit me like, I can't do it this week. I don't want to do it. It's just something that I was extremely bummed on having to go to be honest, because I just felt like I had hours and hours and hours of work still to do, and I had to get up very early the next morning, so blah, 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 right? We all have these things. But I was going to come up with an excuse or just tell them, frankly, I'm too busy, and was going to bail out on the meeting. And last minute, I decided that, you know what, I made a commitment, and I need to follow through with it. 1, for myself, and 2, as an example for my kids. So I did it. I was late, I got in my car, I drove to the meeting begrudgingly, showed up, and what do you know? Ended up having an amazing time. We did some really fun things, and I learned a lot, and within that 2 hours of doing that, a weird thing happened. It was like I was revitalized. And for something that I thought was going to be kind of annoying and tiring and take me away from all the stuff I had to do, was actually an amazing respite from all that intensive work I thought I had to do. It allowed me to really get grounded in the act of service for my community and for my fellow firefighters. And it actually replenished my energy to when I got home, I wasn't tired. I felt great. And I realized that actually I was really needing that. And so it was the act of doing something I didn't want to do out of service was something that actually wasn't tiring at all, but actually fed my soul. So at times I know there are things that we just don't want to do, whether that be getting up super early to go on that run because you know it's the workout you need to do, or whether it's calling that loved one that you might have had a fight with, that you're really dreading, but you know it's a confrontation you probably need to have to fix the relationship. Or it could be something as simple as, dealing with eating, something that's a little healthier than you normally would like to. These are the little discomforts, and also the acts of service to our fellow brothers and sisters that can actually feed us when we least expect it. So that was my interesting experience this week. I hope you guys got something out of it. Love you all, and we'll see you next week.
Hi friends, Tara here. I hope you're finding these weekly voice recordings as inspiring and profound as I am. I love listening to the other founders share what's happening in their lives. Raw, real, inspiring, completely relatable. So I want to just personally thank you for being here. And I also want to inspire you to share what's happening in your world. What are your ahas? What are your inspirations? What is raw and real in your world? Where are you from? I would love to see you post something under this voice recording. By the way, I read all of them. So what's happening in my world? There's a lot of pause. Intentional pause. Why? Because my world has been very fun and full. You notice I didn't say busy, because busy is overwhelm, it's stress, it's chaos, it's clutter. It's a vibrational attraction universe. So it's one thing that I've learned is to be very intentional, to increase my awareness so that I am vibrating in harmony with what I want to attract. So my life has been very fun and full, as I'm sure many of your lives are as well. So the power of pause. I have a non-negotiable practice. First thing when I wake up, this is actually an Ayurvedic practice. I touch the earth and I bring my hands to my heart and I take a deep breath and I thank Creator for another day of living. That's my first non-negotiable. Second, I sit. An intention, a prayer, and I just sit. I love my meditation practice. It reminds me to just be. And that in each moment, to move, to think, to speak in that space of just being present. Because truly, we only have this moment. The breath reminds us that the past is the past, the future is too far ahead, and there's this moment, the magic and the miracles of this moment. The power of pause, the power of breath. So when my life is feeling really fun and full, I often take moments to just sit and breathe. And I want to inspire you to do the same. By the way, manifesting that magic, it happens in that space of calm and ease. So when things are feeling overwhelming, or like maybe I don't have control, or I'm not able to think straight, I know it's time to just pause. A hike in nature, a siesta, meditation, breath, whatever it is, the power of pause. So whatever is going on in your world, through my share, through what's going on this week for me, I want to inspire you to think about the power of pause. And I can tell you right now from personal experience, you will manifest, you will attract, you will create just the most amazing results. It's time to slow down, slowing down to speed up. Make it a great day.
So what to talk about today along the journey? In this event, this day that we have been given of life, I am called to talk about one of the great loves of my life, a gift that has changed my life, saved my life, has connected me to God and established an unshakable trust and freedom within me, bigger and more potent than anything else I've come in contact with. I serve in this lifetime as a chiropractor. And so today I would like to talk about chiropractic. What is it? What is this thing? Oh, it's such a gift. As I pull up to my office and am humbled to walk in and open my doors and set out a table where babies and kids, that's right, I said babies and kids, half of my practice is families and babies and kids, I'll come back to that, and men and women who come in and they might have aches and pains or symptoms or disease, or got some allergy this or some sinus this, or my stomach ache is hurting, or I'm not pooping, or my back hurts, or I've got a headache, or there's a big majority in our practice that doesn't have anything wrong, but they understand that the power that made the body heals the body. They understand that optimizing the connection and communication from the brain to the body allows their body to adapt, to heal, and to thrive better. Now, I grew up just about like everybody else, right? In a very traditional mainstream box. If you had a sniff or a sneeze, you took something over the counter. If that didn't work, you called the doctor. I mean, literally my dad would call the pediatrician and be like, call us in a Z-Pack, right? Like it was just, you sicky, me fixy kind of growing up. And they did what they knew how to do. And it never sat with me. Maybe it's my inner anarchist. Maybe, I was just born that way to challenge the mainstream status quo. But it just didn't sit. It was like, this pill, you mean to tell, like, why do I need this thing? And so I went about my way. I was pre-med, pre-dentistry. I just wanted to help people, and I just couldn't find that thing I wanted to commit my life to. And as fate would have it, my path connected while I was in college, coming up on graduation. I got to serve, I was a bartender, serve a chiropractor. And it got me onto this path. And I went to the chiropractic school because of this conversation I had with this man. And I had no idea what chiropractic was, which is such a gift, because I think a lot of people go into the conversation. You may not even be listening to me still at this point, because a lot of people hear chiropractic and they think they know. They think they know what it is. It's neck pain, it's back pain, or they had a bad experience, or they've heard some craziness about the dangers of chiropractic, or misconceptions, or they've been on YouTube with all the crack junkies and the microphone sound effects with the snap, crackle, and pop, which people either love or hate. But what is chiropractic, right? If you zoom back out, and I go back 100+ years when chiropractic got originated, it was at its foundation about restoring ease to a diseased system. The very first chiropractic adjustment was delivered from one man to another and restored hearing to that deaf man. It was about healing diabetes. It was about healing all kinds of ailments back in the day that mainstream medicine and snake oil salesmen could not help. And so chiropractors became these means by hand, right? So they lay hands upon the body and they feel within the system, the spine. Where is this system in alignment? Where is it out of alignment? And what does that mean? When there are certain bones out of alignment, there is a dis-ease or a subluxation. There is an area in which there is a state of less light. That's what subluxation means. Sub, less, lux, light, Asian state of being. That means that if there is a misalignment within you, within your spinal column, it can impede the communication within your nervous system, causing dis-ease in your system, which then can produce symptoms. So, what if we stopped treating symptoms? What if it was that simple and we made it so hard? What if it's possible that practitioners like chiropractors, like traditional Chinese medicine that uses Tui Na, like massage, like all different types of Reiki and acupuncture and hands-on healing. What if we lay hands and we find the area where this system is out of balance, we help make a correction, and we get the heck out of the way. That's the best practitioners. You know what? You want to know how to find the best doctor? Find the one who wants to get out of the way, who wants to get in there with you side by side and find within the darkness how to find the light. Are you sad? Let's find out why. Let's crawl in here and take a look. Let's get underneath the hood. Let's see where things are out of balance. Let me help. Not fix you because you're not broken. Let me help make an adjustment, restore alignment, get out of the way. Let me get out of the way and allow your body. If your doctor isn't having an active conversation with you that reinforces that the power within you is powerful beyond measure, that you are a miracle in motion, that you can heal and overcome anything. If your doctor doesn't say things like that on a regular basis, if you don't look around the walls and see things like expect miracles, like you are powerful, you are beautiful, you are unlimited. If you don't see or hear things like that, turn around, walk out, find another doctor. I don't care what brand of chiropractic, naturopath, homeopath, MD, ND, I don't care. Do they have faith? Do they have hope? Are they tapped in and tuned into that greater truth that healing doesn't happen even from my hands? It happens within you. And I understand that. And because I am humbled and I understand that I am dancing with you, beside you, it is not my hands that do the healing, but I am called to bear witness to your system, to where your thoughts, traumas, and toxins have created misalignment within your system. I feel and go, where is it? Where is it hiding? Where is the potential hiding? What tiny little adjustment needs made here so that light can be restored? It is so simple, and we have made it hard because hard sells. Because people empowered to a greater truth that there is light flowing in you right now. And if you have symptoms, it's a red flag, and it's your body telling you, pay attention, pain, pay attention inside now. Hello, it's a red flag. Listen to me. And sometimes we can't see ourselves objectively. So if you find a chiropractor, if you need help finding a chiropractor, I know I've squirreled in all different routes here, but guys, I would give anything for people to remember who they are and to be blessed enough along their journey with practitioners who will see them, who will hear them, who will hold space for them, who will not see them as broken. That's a key foundation in healing. If you have a doctor who sees you as broken, you cannot heal to your potential. You have to seek and demand practitioners who see you as an unlimited miracle, a walking, talking, breathing miracle of unlimited potential. Now, I might see someone in crisis, in opportunity. Cancer is an opportunity. Pain is an opportunity. Headaches are an opportunity. When I have babies come in my practice from different birth traumas, wearing emotional and stress from the birth process, from the pregnancy process, and they aren't pooping, and they get labeled with colic. We're a culture of labels. I don't see them as a colicky baby. I see them as a tiny human expressing a symptom that is a red flag, saying, hey, I got something here. Can you see me? Can you help me find my center again? And I, with loving, focused hands, find the area within their system where there is dis-ease. I make a tiny, gentle, safe, and effective adjustment, and they call me the poop doctor. I have kids come in with asthma and allergies and heaven knows what, that have been put on all kinds of potions and told that they are broken little individuals that somehow developed from 2 cells into these perfect little humans, and now all of a sudden they're just broken. You just have allergies. You just have autism. You have this. You have these labels. No, not in my house. Not in the lighthouse. You are not a label. You are a miracle. And I will listen to your symptoms, and I will listen to what your body is trying to express. And with my hands, I will find the area where there is a state of less light, where there is a subluxation, and I will deliver an adjustment, and your body will begin to do the adaptation and healing. And you will leave my office a brighter version of yourself. It doesn't mean that healing's always pretty. I have people come in all the time with back pain and neck pain and headaches and all kinds of things. So there's two parts. It's passive. I'm going to lay my hands on you and I'm going to give you an adjustment. I am going to help release the healing power and potential within you so that it can begin an adaptation and healing process. And then your work begins. And you have to eat better, drink better, think better. You're going to have to stretch. You're going to have to take care of this body temple. You're going to have to get your life off of the trajectory that got you sick and hurting in the first place. Now, like I said, I could talk for hours. I'm already longer than I like to be on these little snippet episodes. But if you have any questions, please share them in the comments. I wish the whole world would get adjusted. I believe that if every mother that was expecting a child was adjusted throughout her pregnancy, the world would be healthier instantaneously. I believe that if every newborn was checked when they first got to earth, think about the pressure of being birthed into this world, of coming from the insulation of a loving womb through the birth canal, sometimes pulled by forceps or vacuum or, God forbid, a C-section. Imagine how all these babies are being birthed into the world with 70 to 90 pounds of pressure, pulling them out of the canal or out of the womb and into the world. What if they were checked? And some of those misalignments, those areas where there might be stress, subluxation, dis-ease, what if they were checked right away to optimize the connection between their brain and body? Not because they're broken, but because things work better when they're clear and connected. What if every child was not taught that they needed to go to a doctor to outsource their health to a series of shots because there were big bad viruses and bugs? What if that well-child system collapsed? Imagine how our world would look differently. We have a group of depressed and sick and sad adults because of the conditioning they went through from the second they were born. And if we want different for our children, we're going to have to do different. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing and expect different results. If we want different, we're going to have to be different. So maybe different might be chiropractic for you. And maybe you had a bad experience, or maybe it didn't work for you the first time. Try it again. Try it again. But regardless of what practitioner, I hope you take that call to action. Don't you go into an office. Don't you pay your money across the table for doctors that treat you like you're broken, because you are not broken. And chiropractic, what it has given me, the biggest of all the things, I love getting adjusted, but the biggest thing that it has instilled within me is a knowing, is a trust, is a sacred remembering that my healing flows from above down, inside out, from God within every cell of who I am. The power that made my body is healing my body every second of every day. And with the right environment, with the right choices, I can do anything. That's a big idea I wish the whole world knew. I love you.
Hey Soul family, it's Josh. I just wanted to share a couple things, be a short amount this week. What's coming up for me is that, yes, we are in a battle for life at a deep level. And in this experience of this duality, it's full of paradox. Full of paradoxes, the interchange of duality and oneness, that we're navigating here. And one of the things I want to share with you about is nuance within this polarity, is because of the intersection of duality and unity in this place, and because of, I think, where we're at and how forces are at work to sort of divide and separate and to disintegrate. This is a very disintegrative time in which old structures are being, dissolved essentially. But the tendency, if we are not walking in consciousness connected with our soul at the deepest level, is to be in a place of duality. So what does that mean? It means taking one side of an argument over the other one. It's seeing, value in one side of it or one extreme, and seeing destruction or a lack of value in the other perspective. And we're seeing this obviously in politics, but even within the awake community, you could say. So there's a lot of division that's just happening. It's part of the process. But for me, what's coming up for me is the invitation to hold a place of equanimity and to hold a place of understanding, that I'm being invited to find a nuanced perspective very often. And I'm being invited to bridge between ideas and thought forms and the energy structures in this realm, between camps and groups who are holding, polarities. So it's a 3-part inspiration that I wanted to share with you and just take a moment to speak to here. And the first is, this is called navigating in the time of nuance. The first is recognizing the polarities and the roles that those anchoring those polarities are playing. And typically those people that are anchoring those polarities and really standing for something, and they're in a fight, they have a tremendous level of commitment, and we can feel honor for them, even if they cannot receive that feeling, that love, and that perspective of honor that we have for them, because their position is intense, but they are serving us. They're like anchoring down one side of a multifaceted argument, let's say, or challenge for humanity. But step 2 is to not be sucked into one of those two camps, and step 2 is finding your middle way perspective. So you could think of this as, and different traditions talk about this as just middle way or the middle path or just the way. There are as many ways, you could say with a capital W, as there are souls on the planet, it seems. We each have an authentic way, and that involves not being a follower in this regard of others and extreme polarities and armoring up in that sense. But it involves nuanced thinking. It involves making our own synthesis, bridging worlds between two thoughts, ideas, camps, perspectives, and feeling what's true about this, what element, breaking it down, using the trivium and the quadrivium, really engaging in critical thought. What's true about this, and what isn't? What's hypothesis? What's probable? What's improbable? What's fact? And so in that sense, we can synthesize and come to our own understanding. And then step 3 is to express. Put your perspective into manifestation, even if it's just a simple step to start. And that could be just, within a community, or it could be a project. It could be talking with others about the idea of what if, there was this project that could be birthed that could help bridge this gap, that could help bring forth this world-bridging, relational thing into the world, whether it be a discussion or a podcast or a piece of content or an event or just sharing your thought with another loved one, even starting with that, but actually express it. So there's that pathway of recognizing the polarities, part 1. Part 2 is finding your middle way perspective, your synthesized perspective, what's unique to you, so that that is the antidote right there to groupthink, right? To this mass formation phenomenon. And step 3 is to express it, begin to allow it to come into the world, even though, or in just one of your relationships or a friendship or whatever, even though it may not be super refined and super perfect. And it's okay to put something forward that's a hypothesis, right? And it's okay to say, this is what I currently believe and I feel pretty strongly about it. However, I'm open to look at other pieces of feedback on it, or other questions, or other ideas, other thoughts, other elements from which you can draw if you feel attunement or resonance there to further synthesize and refine. So I'm saying this, first and foremost, it's my sort of invitation to myself. Like, that's where I'm at. I'm observing this duality, and I'm like, how can I navigate this? What is true? What is truth in general, right? And so I'm just really feeling at a deep sense. The wisdom that came to me a couple years ago is you can really only trust what's coming through your body, the wisdom that's in your body, and the feeling associated with that knowledge and that connecting with the heart. What is my way? And being truthful and honoring of that way, of that perspective, whether it's, your path in life in general, or your perspective on a topic that everybody's talking about. So I'll leave that with you, and thank you for being part of this community, and bless you. Peace.